Good morning, everybody. Last night we camped behind the Cracker Trail food market. We called and the owner said that we could camp back here, and we decided today we're gonna take a zero because we're sore, and we might end up going to Orlando to get me a new pair of shoes because mine are basically just sandpaper at this point. So I think we have that whole plan figured out. We'll go do that and then get back on trail tomorrow. Yeah, that's today's plan so far. We did get poured on this morning. It rained a lot. The tent held up very well. I stayed nice and dry in there, so that's what's happening this morning on the Florida Trail. I want to say a huge thank you to my friend Blueberry. He saved the day and was able to come pick us up and take us all the way to REI, where I was able to find some new shoes. It's time. Goodbye. It's always so hard throwing them away. I actually met Blueberry on my Appalachian Trail through hike in 2021, so it was really crazy and cool that we crossed paths in Florida. We all had a ton of fun reminiscing and talking about the trail over lunch. Always good to reconnect with fellow through hikers, and thank you so much, Blueberry, again for helping us out today. That night, we were able to stay at one of Tripod's Army buddies' house, and they were such incredible hosts. They let me soak my feet in Epsom salt. We had a really good time hanging out with them and got some bomb pizza for dinner. Thank you guys so much. We're getting very spoiled today. Woohoo! Thank you. Alright guys, today was very productive. I got new shoes, new shorts because mine have a hole in them, or about to have a hole in them. And I got a bunch of stuff together that I'm gonna send home to make my pack a little bit lighter. So I'm gonna show you guys right now what I will be sending home. Okay, first and foremost, I started out with 3 pairs of socks. 1 pair was a sleep sock, and then 2 pairs to hike in. I have not touched the 3rd pair of socks. I've been sleeping barefoot to let my feet air out, so I'm sending my sleep socks home, and I'll have 2 hiking socks, 1 dry pair just in case the other pair get wet. I'm sending these shorts home. They were causing me to chafe pretty badly, so I have switched over to spandex shorts. Pants. These are my sleep pants, and while I love these, they're only like 4 ounces. It really has not been cold enough to really need these. Even when it was cold outside, I keep pretty warm with my puffy and under my quilt, so that is going to get sent home as well. Next, I'm sending home my Tyvek because I don't need this. And put 20D nylon on the bottom of the Durston tent. It's very strong, and I have not been using this, and so I don't really see a purpose of me carrying it, because I think as long as I'm somewhat careful where I put my tent, there are not going to be holes in the bottom of it, so I don't need a ground cloth. Let's see, I'm sending home my Seanock. I have not used this at all because most of the water we're getting is from caches, and if I need to filter water, I'm just going to put the Sawyer squeeze on top of the Smart Water bottle to filter water. That is the method I used when I first got into backpacking. But when I discovered the Seanock, it worked very well on the Appalachian Trail. If I did the Appalachian Trail again, I would take the Seanock again. But with every trail, you got to be kind of adaptable. And some things work better on some trails, some work better on others. So I'm going to do that for my water filtration. Also decided that I'm going to send home my stove. As you guys can see, almost every day on this trail, we get town food because there's so many towns and there's food everywhere, kind of like how it was on the AT. And it hasn't been super cold, and so I just don't feel the need to cook. And there's not very many outfitters around here or places to get backpacking meals, so it's just, for me, it's not worth it to have the stove. I can do without. I did without for more than half the trail on the AT, and this is just extra weight. Plus, when my fuel runs out, it's pretty hard to get fuel on this trail. So to me, I don't really need the stove. It's extra weight. I have barely used it, so it is going home. Next, I'm sending home this menstrual cup. This doesn't weigh much, but I thought I would try it on this trail. I only tried it one time at home before I left, and it worked great. But I still have not used it enough to feel super comfortable with it, and just kind of seeing the situations at camp with water and stuff, I don't know that I'm ready to try this quite yet. So I am going to be sending that home. You guys saw that I just threw my Adidas away earlier. It's always hard to throw away shoes that you've done so many miles on because you have so many memories with them, but I'm never gonna wear those shoes. I never want to wear those shoes again because they hurt my feet. So those got thrown away. Yeah, that's everything I'm taking home, or that I'm gonna send home tomorrow. It should lighten up my pack a little bit, and we plan to get back on trail tomorrow. Probably will not be a big mile day because we are about 2 hours away from where we left off yesterday. So I think we have a ride figured out to get back out there, and we will just keep heading north. My feet are doing okay. They were very swollen earlier. I was able to soak them in Epsom salts. They're still very swollen, but I'm hoping with the new shoes that they kind of level out. I remember on the AT that my feet were swollen most of the way, but definitely not hurting as bad as they were the other night. So hoping that the new shoes solve that, but there's only one way to find out, and that's to get back on trail. If they continue to hurt, then we'll pull back miles or take another 0 or do whatever we need to do to make sure that they're okay. That is a wrap for today. I'm very grateful for today. Everything really came together. I was able to get the new shoes. I was able to get the shorts that I needed. So very grateful, thankful that God made it work out for us. It always seems kind of impossible on trail when things like this come up. How are we going to do this? It's 2 hours away. It seems impossible, but it always kind of just works out really cool. And that's part of the beauty of going on these trails. It's part of the adventure. And today I learned that I have to remind myself of that. Slow down, go with the flow. Quit trying to control the hike and just let it do its thing. One of the lessons I learned on the AT, but when you step away from through hiking, it's hard to get back into that mindset. So I'm letting myself go back there and just let go and enjoy the ride. So anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning and back on the trail. Good night.